I am ultimately living off the self-employment equivalent of paycheck to paycheck.
Who wants to hear any of this coming from someone with this much money coming from Patreon alone? This is basically to his audience. Well, you know, if I'm in that situation, you've got my back, right? You know exactly what you're doing, okay?
Oh no! I dropped my cat ears!
I got out of the shower and had raised 150% of what I needed.
Do you dare me? Do you dare me to like scroll down?
I have ADHD.
How much electricity is being used? For like lighting, for your toy cabinet? How many toys are being purchased every month? Oh, times are tough right now. Listen, I really need you to consider giving me some Patreon money because I'm really struggling. You know what I mean? I might have to sell my Les Paul one day.
While I have a pretty successful Patreon, especially for the size of a channel that I have, that wouldn't cover my bills alone either.
Hey, you get this much money on Patreon. I'm sorry if my tiny violin is out of tune right now. Wait, did it go down? Just make the video or put the fries in the bag.
Now that gets supplemented with much smaller weekly infusions from my OnlyFans and a few other sites like that.
Most of the Patreon money probably goes to sex toys for his OF and child support. Hey, maybe.
Why am I dancing with that trans person?
We're still on the leftist being bad at money arc. Innuendo Studios, you remember that guy? Wasn't making any content. Wanted to be bailed out of all his expenses instead of just making more content. Upholding his lifestyle by actually working occasionally. And there's been a bunch of YouTubers that are like sticking up for this person, playing cover for him. We've had Vorsh, we've had Xanderhow. I think Counselor Geeks is going down the same route. Just to make it clear, this person gets $2,288 a month just from Patreon. They have other like revenue streams. This person is making a lot of money off of this. We've got your favorite YouTubers are not doing okay. We've got Council of Geeks.
You know, one of the aspects of this job that doesn't really get talked about is the necessity of projecting success, even if only by not owning up to when things get rough, financially speaking. I feel like I
don't know why, but like the note it ends on the theme tune, where it's just like boom, and that's the end of it. It's funny to me.
Could say up front, I'm doing fine right now, like by the metrics of YouTube, but that's kind of what I'm going to be here to talk about. Now, this is not my first time kind of discussing the financial realities of trying to make YouTube your job. I did a video about a year ago, actually, on that topic, interviewing a number of interviewers and also speaking about my own situation. But something happened while I was on vacation that made me want to...
Pseudo anti-capitalists want to live without working. Yeah, it seems that way. And some of them hit it big. Like, the thing is, like, if you hit it big, that's not going to sustain unless you keep working. And even if you do keep working, it still might not sustain to the same level. If you hit it big and then get used to a certain lifestyle that you've come into, then it's not going to work if you're making less and less effort and still maintaining that lifestyle, because your money's going to go down.
Revisit the topic because...
Yeah, the pre-transition pics. I don't know. This person's a bit different in some ways. Like, they don't have gender dysphoria, apparently. I don't know if I believe them, but hey, listen, if you're voluntarily looking like this, then that's your own lookout, I guess.
I really don't think that people understand how hard financially this is to do. And I think that's partially...
Mate, you don't have to go anywhere. You have all these toys behind you. How are you going to say straight away that this is hard to do when you clearly have plenty of money to burn? What with all this behind you? I'm sorry, man. It's not good already. You have to understand this. You work from home. When I worked from home during the pandemic, I was like quids in. I wasn't having to travel. I wasn't having to like eat out or anything like that. It made it so much easier.
Actually our own fault. So I'm going to talk a little bit, this is not strictly about, but I'm going to talk a little bit about the YouTuber Ian Danskin, also known as Innuendo Studios. I like Innuendo Studios a fair bit. I've referenced it in a number of videos at various points for various reasons.
Yeah, his videos suck, by the way. Maybe the older ones are better. I haven't really had a look. Although he has an older one about how to like run your crowdfunder, like how to emotionally appeal to people, and then ends up using his own advice, which is okay, sure. But like the newer videos, they suck. Anyone could go on Twitter, find a bad argumentation style, pretend it's the alt-right that does it. Maybe it is the alt-right that does it. Make a 5-minute video out of it. He could have been doing one of those a week easily. Easily. Like, he sucks. I'm sorry about it.
I've enjoyed, actually, probably most his video game related content, although he is best known for the alt-right playbook and its...
Yeah, this shit. And we can see this is like 3 minutes long. This is like 4 minutes 43. This is all you get from this guy for like 3 months at a time.
Examination of the rhetorical tactics of the far right, which has increasingly become the mainstream right, regrettably. But he does really good work. He doesn't have a particularly speedy or even really a regular upload schedule. Things are up when they're ready.
It's one way to put it, I guess.
He tends to get good views. Well, certainly by my metrics, he tends to get good viewer numbers. I never really checked his Patreon or anything like that, but he put out a video basically saying that he was in a financial hole that had been getting deeper over time. This wasn't a case of a singular event. There wasn't like a singular medical event or, car got totaled.
Well, I mean, he mentioned he hurt his back. I think he's mentioned elsewhere that he has ADHD, which, wow, surprising. He didn't mention that in the video. Fucking hell.
Or something like that sent him down the spiral. He simply, like most people, whether they are self-employed and doing something like YouTube or not, the reality of being basically under 50 at this point is that you probably have more debt than you are really comfortable with. And you may...
Well, yeah, if you're not paying your taxes, that's going to happen.
May not have a plan on how to get it all paid off. Or if you do...
That's not your audience's fault. That's what he's doing. Getting bailed out from his audience when he was fucking around.
You only have a plan to get the debt paid off, not for what you're going to do afterwards. It's a pretty common financial reality for millennials, and I have to imagine it's even worse for Gen Z. But he came forward and said that he had been basically running the channel at a loss for a while, meaning that the financial situation that he was in, the hole that he was in, kept getting deeper. And he couldn't see a way out of it other than to change how he was making a living, i.e., at the very least, severely cut back doing YouTube and find...
Wait, I'm sorry. This makes no sense.
Getting deeper. And he couldn't see a way out of
his debt was getting worse, so...
of it other than to change how he was making a living, i.e., at the very least, severely cut back doing YouTube and find, more stable, standard work.
Oh, okay, fair enough. But he didn't even try, I don't know, posting occasionally. Sorry, I thought he was going to say his only way out was to post less often. But it's like, if he was posting less often, he wouldn't be posting. Like, he was already fleecing his fucking patrons as it was. Jesus.
Or possibly just stop altogether.
But he didn't try anything. That's the thing. Are we going to get any honesty? Is this just going to be glazing? I had an inkling it might be, but come on, bro.
Now, what happened next was heartening, but kind of... It emphasized some of the thoughts that I already had just based on his initial video that he put out. Because what happened was that before he had even fully announced it properly that it existed, his GoFundMe campaign exceeded his acknowledged debt of $87,000. Now, to be clear, just so you understand how GoFundMe works, for him to actually pay off $87,000 worth of debt through GoFundMe, he was going to have to raise more than that because GoFundMe takes a percentage. But as it climbed up over $150,000 worth of raising and support, he actually turned off contributions so that people couldn't keep giving him money at the time.
Yeah, what a hero, right? Wow.
I'm recording that. He did that about a day ago, which I think speaks well of him.
Oh yeah, he only almost doubled the amount that he actually asked for. Yeah, finally turned it off. Wow, what a good guy. Jesus Christ. Yeah, speaks well. Speaks well that he tried absolutely nothing and then turned to his audience. Please help me. I never post and it's not making me any money.
And it's something that I relate to. And again, I don't want this to really be about Ian. However, I do think that what happened to him is exemplary of something that a lot of YouTubers are really bad at acknowledging, which is that doing this as a full-time job is almost impossible.
Yeah, do you know why people don't really want to complain that it's difficult being a full-time YouTuber? It's because how the fuck do you expect anyone to feel sympathy for you when you're doing this for a living and they're out taking away other people's garbage or serving people in a shop and getting fucking shoplifted 5 times a day, or like being physically threatened every day of your life just to make a living? Meanwhile, you're sat here in the comfort of your own home in front of an army of toys telling the world, oh, it's actually really difficult being a YouTuber. People don't want to hear it, bro. They don't want to hear it. I'm sorry.
Now, don't get me wrong. There are success stories out there. They come in a couple of flavors. There are, of course, the corporately...
Like, does this look hard to you? Well over $2,000 a month? That doesn't sound hard at all. Maybe you're going to say you're not one of the examples of people that actually finds it hard. I hope he fucking does. But like, oh my God, man. It should be very obvious why it's really fucking cringe to like complain about your job making YouTube videos. If it's really that bad, get a part-time job. I don't know, man.
backed YouTube channels who basically don't really have to worry whether or not they are successful. They are a marketing arm, most likely, of somebody else. They're
financially backed. Even so, I mean, you're financially backed too.
There are the not necessarily owned by a larger conglomeration, but the ones that have set themselves up to be able to crank out a lot of stuff on a quick pace. Those will be your content mills, which generally have it very carefully set up to...
Or they work hard.
Not put more time or money into things than they are going to get out of it in views, and then they just flood their pages with as much content as they possibly can. They don't need everything to hit. For the kind of YouTuber that I watch, and that I maybe could even be included in conversation in, but more your video essay types, there is a very small number, I mean a very small number, who have such strong support that they can take as long as they need.
Take as long as they need. Well, maybe their model just doesn't work. Maybe what you do then is stream sometimes, do longer videos, do some streams, find other ways to diversify your income. If you're not posting very often, then you're not going to make that much money. That's just how it is. Like, you're deliberately choosing the hard route. You don't have to make the kind of content you're making. You can make that content and do other things in the meantime. Like, does it take working 40 hours a week for like 3 months to make a fucking YouTube video essay? I'll certainly say there are video essayists that put a lot of effort in. I fucking don't like philosophy tube at all. But you can't deny that there is like some work that seems to go into those videos. Like set design, all that kind of shit. Even if the content itself is like very lacking. At the same time, like, whose problem is this? Like, you want to make a video essay every 3 months, that's fine. If it's not making you enough money, you do in fact need to find other ways of making money. That's how it is. You can't just rely on people giving you money, and you're lucky that people do.
Honestly, H-Bomber Guy is kind of the big one to think of in terms of that. Him.
Yeah, makes like 5 figures on Patreon. Can afford to release one thing a fucking year. What do you think he does with most of his time? Do you really think he's spending 40 hours every single fucking week on his next video? Probably fucking not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man.
ContraPoints, you know, people who come out with a
Again, like, I mean, at the very least, ContraPoints makes one video and it's like 3 hours. Again, you can at the very least say there is effort put in there. At the same time, if this person was making less money off of like Patreon, they would be posting more often. I know this for a fucking fact. The reason ContraPoints doesn't post very often, or H-Bomber Guy, is because they don't have to. They don't have to post ever again if they don't want to, quite frankly.
Video a year, maybe, but they have such strong consistency.
Honestly, I think Innuendo Studios wanted to end their YouTube career and did last video to get as many as they can. I don't think that's true. I think he wanted to continue it. And like, use the threat of like ending his career to get people to donate. I think that's probably more likely. Yeah, H Bomber Guy has 41,913 members. If like half of those are paid members, and the lowest tier is £1, and all of them are paying £1 a month, that's over 20 grand a month.
Support through things like Patreon that they are able to work at that pace. But the thing is, unless
Work at that pace, yeah. They've got it made, so they can just do fuck all most of the time. Yeah, exactly. It's what happens when you get big. You can get lazy. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Because people would pay to watch you take a shit when you're that big.
you are part of that rarefied strata of YouTuber, which is, I'd be surprised if it's double digits, really, then you need to be maintaining a regular output. And you need, well, a lot
Hey, listen, this is true. And this is a very pertinent criticism of Innuendo Studios.
of stuff. It's very easy to make fun of YouTubers for the sponsor spots where they have to pretend that Raid Shadow Legends is a...
Oh my God. I don't know if anyone's seen Xanderhow. I saw Chad Logic cover it and I saw Malcolm cover it. Where Xanderhow's like talking and like, we have it harder because a lot of us don't take sponsors. It's like, take fucking sponsors then, you dumb fuck. Really?
great video game, actually. Or they have to act like you've never heard of a VPN before, as they tell you about that. And that's some of the more scrupulous ones who actually get deals from legit organizations, or semi-legit, I guess, in the case of Raid Shadow Legends. I feel okay slagging them off. They were never going to sponsor me anyway. Raid Shadow Legends. I feel okay slagging them off. They were never going to sponsor me anyway.
What's this based on? Slagging off companies that you've never worked at. Okay, fair enough. Lovely.
But, you know, things like that, limited merch runs, all these sorts of things. It's easy to mock. It's easy to mock the idea of a YouTuber.
I was trying to see if this person does merch and if they do. Plenty of ways to give them money, though. You can buy them things on Amazon because they don't have enough things, apparently. Dan doesn't get enough viewers for a sponsor. Yeah, true. But it sounds like he probably did at one point. I mean, listen, some of Xanderhow's biggest content has been fairly recently. He was like fucking delusional, talking about how like all these progressive YouTubers, they've lost all these views, lost all this content, lost all this audience over Trump winning the election. Some of Xanderhow's biggest content ever is from the election. It's bizarre. It's fucking bizarre. People were itching for anti-Trump content around the time that he got elected. And that's understandable. So people like that, they're there. They're going to get more views. Like, some of these people are like delusional. I'm not saying this person maybe, but like, they don't seem to even understand the basic mechanics of any of this shit. Which is kind of like, well, why are you doing this then? Aren't you a bit out of your depth?
Going, hey, it's your boy, and we're going to talk about this crazy thing. But first, be sure to check out my merch store. Like, it's very mockable. And there are certainly some people who have done that too.
Yeah, they're on the grind. What do you expect? They do this shit so they can eat. Is that mockable? I don't personally feel the need to mock those people. I don't know. I don't know that I'd ever get sponsored by anyone. I doubt it. But like, I don't know. I'd be down with it. You know what I mean? The Amazon wish list is vile. Yeah, I know, right? Jesus Christ. I don't know where this person gets off. You've got an Amazon wish list? Jesus fuck.
To a level of success that far exceeds their needs, but most of them haven't. And the thing is, if you don't want to come across like that, and you want to be taken more seriously, which I think most video essayist style...
Mate, I don't think that taking sponsorships makes you get taken less seriously. Most of my favorite YouTubers have sponsors in every fucking video. And I watch it because I'm interested in the content. Oh, there's a minute out of this 40-minute video about a plane accident where this guy talks to me about a VPN. Okay, sure, I don't mind. Get your bag, man. You're making great content that I'm enjoying. Like, fucking do what you want at that point.
YouTubers do. Doing that is hard. And admitting that you're struggling because you don't do that is hard.
Yeah, it's hard to do that because you're realizing how stupid you're being. You're kneecapping yourself. Hang on, let me get this again.
But most of them haven't. And the thing is, if you don't want to come across like that, and you want to be taken more seriously...
Come across like what? Taking sponsors is fine. Who is honestly out there shitting on people for taking sponsors? Unless it's like a Unless it's like a particularly egregious, like I know we've had things like BetterHelp and stuff like that. But even then, people seem to understand that YouTubers have got to eat. Yeah, here's the Amazon wish list, by the way. Got clothes, couldn't afford a Marvel X-Men Mutant and Proud retro tank top. Couldn't afford to just buy this yourself. It's just all crap. Stickers? Why do we need to buy you stickers? Why would you want to buy this for someone that's going to make it look like shit? Fucking Doctor Who box sets. It's all like materialist fucking bullshit. I saw the TV glow. You can't afford this on Blu-ray? I'm baffled. It's all just shit. Oh, here we go. Novelty high thigh sock leg warmers with the trans flag. Cosplay stuff for the Doctor. Yeah, you're going to be Doctor Who yourself one day. It's totally going to happen. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if fucking Abigail Thorne is like actually like lining herself up to be the Doctor one day. I think it might happen. Legend of Zelda Triforce Decal vinyl sticker. Why can't you buy this shit yourself, bro? What is this? This is gross. You haven't got enough stuff? I just don't like this kind of shit, man. I don't like this. This is just weird. I don't think there's any sex toys. End of list. Yeah, we're not seeing the sex toys. They've like shown off like sex toys and shit on stream, which I don't know. Couldn't be me, but whatever. There is a 15% chance I own those thigh highs. I actually fucking hate you. I don't really. We already have the blahage is not mine, okay?
Which I think most video essayist style YouTubers do. Doing that is hard. And admitting that you're struggling because you don't do that is harder.
Yes, because you're making a fool of yourself. Because you're admitting, I could be getting this extra income. That means I wouldn't be rinsing my own audience. Plenty of whom probably earn less than me and are giving me their hard-earned money, which they earned by working, not by making YouTube videos. I think that would make you come across as unbelievably insane, quite frankly. So yeah, it probably is hard to admit that kind of thing because you're kneecapping yourself and then expecting your audience to pick up the shortfall.
The reason in this title I said your favorite YouTubers and not just YouTubers in general is that it is the kind of YouTuber and YouTube channel that I think my audience tends to like. That
yeah, fellow bullshit artists. I understand that.
Is the hardest. Because the returns that we get.
Yeah, we're the ones that are victims.
For the videos that we put out are not what you think. Not even on the successes. And I'm going to do something that I didn't even do.
Hey, you get this much money on Patreon. I'm sorry if my tiny violin is fucking out of tune right now.
Last time I talked finances, I'm going to give you some hard numbers. Here are the 2 most successful videos I have ever made in terms of revenue. They also happen to be my 2 most successful videos in terms of views. Now, here's what you really need to realize. That was an extreme rarity for me. I have new videos out every week. They do not make that. They don't even.
Okay, so you get like $100 a week, maybe on average. But then you've got everything else. This is just part of it. The whole point of like building an audience and building your Patreon is that you don't really have to worry about like AdSense as much. You don't have to really like rely on it anymore.
Even come close to making that. That needs to be understood that those made that much money, well, for 2 different reasons. One, in the case of the James Somerton video, because it hit that number very quickly.
Yeah, you jumped on a drama bandwagon. Well done. Listen, I can't talk. I do that all the time.
And the other, the Neil Gaiman video, took longer to break 200,000, but it was long, so it had a really good watch time length. It is not a hard metric. If you get so many views, you get so much money. It's not even a hard metric of you get so much watch time, you get so much money. Because there are videos that I have simply because of the nature of the topics that I was talking about that despite the view number made way less money than it makes sense for them to have made.
It's good money how you poor. I mean, he didn't really say he was poor. He's just kind of excusing other people like Innuendo Studios. Like, truthfully, if this person is going to go on to complain that he's poor, like, I don't know, Matt. It feels so privileged complaining about any of this, quite frankly. I think this is kind of nuts. Like, yeah, your YouTube fucking creators that you're watching might not be earning a huge amount of money. They're making videos and putting them on the internet. To be making a full-time job out of this kind of thing and a full-time wage is like the dream for anyone, quite frankly. Like, and you do. We already know you do. I don't know why you're even talking about this. It's embarrassing.
If you look at other things that had comparable viewing numbers. And understand, I've got a lot of advantages. I have significantly less debt than is typical for somebody of my age. And that's not a brag, that's privilege. And I'm well aware of that. I talked in more.
That's not even privilege. It's just, I guess, having good enough monetary sense to not put yourself in a ridiculous situation like Ian fucking Danskin did. Is that privilege? Well done. You've been a bit better with money than Ian Danskin. That isn't very difficult, it doesn't sound like, but Jesus.
More detail about why that's the case for me in last year's video, so I won't reiterate too much of that here. But you need to...
Listen, I'd love to watch that video. I just think it would be insufferable. I don't want to hear about YouTubers like whining about not making much money. I'm sorry, man. I make fuck all doing this. I don't want to complain about it. Because I'm sat here watching videos. Like, the fact that I get anything, I'm like immensely grateful for, honestly.
Understand. And I think we as YouTubers need to be better about communicating how hard this is to...
No, you don't. Don't do this. Like, I don't know if this person has been living under a rock. I don't know if they don't watch anyone that doesn't 100% agree with them. This guy has been like fucking slammed for this shit. Like, yeah, you've got dipshits like Philosophy Tube and fucking Big Joel showing up in the comment section. Oh, I'm so sorry that you're having difficulties. Like, how many people have we watched? Like, there are so many videos shitting on this Innuendo Studios right now. Like, it's crazy. People don't want to hear this. These people are like doing actual jobs and giving you money for free that they fucking labored over so you can make some videos that they happen to enjoy. You're living the dream, bro. The absolute last thing I want to hear is like you complaining. If someone that I enjoy watching, like Chud Logic or something, started whining about how little money he's making, that would turn me the fuck off. Because I'm like, well, you're in a very privileged position. You get to sit there and I watch funny videos and make fun of them to an audience. The fact that you make any money at that is kind of amazing. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's why I want to pay YouTube Premium to watch YouTube creators tell me how hard their life is and how real it is. No, thank you. I want entertainment, not a friendship for my goal. Yeah, exactly. Like, who wants to listen to that? Who wants to listen to someone who makes videos for a living and sits in front of a fucking army of toys, talk about how hard they have it? Who wants to listen to that? I'm sorry, man. It's ridiculous. I'm like actually losing my mind listening to this shit, man. People need to talk about this more often. No. I don't think people want to hear about the YouTube meta. I don't think people want to have the curtain pulled back. It's a bit like when bands write songs about how hard it is going on tour and stuff. And it's like, I've never been on tour in my life before I stopped fucking caring about making music particularly. That was like my dream. I'd have loved to have gone on tour, even if most of the gigs might have been shit. You know what I mean? Like, just make the fucking video or put the fries in the bag.
Do. Because from most viewers' perspective, watching YouTube is free. You watch the ads and you assume people get paid fairly. And whether or not it's fair for the amount of views we get, that's a whole other conversation that could be had. It's almost as if YouTubers should consider unionizing for better bargaining positions and more universal standards. But
I mean, hey, maybe, but does the audience need to hear about that shit?
like that's ever gonna frickin' happen.
Well, maybe you should try and make something happen. I don't know. Seems like a lot of you are very politically motivated, but don't actually do a huge amount of things to push your political goals. Apart from talking about something on the internet. Wow, well done. Unions means more expensive. Hey, maybe. I don't know much about unions. Listen, if a bunch of YouTubers want to fucking unionize, then go fucking do it. Go ahead. Fair enough. I hope it works out for you. But why do you want your audience to hear about this? Isn't it humiliating? Isn't it embarrassing?
Oh, and since I brought up ads a minute ago, can we talk about how having...
And I wonder, by the way, I wonder if this person's Patreon has suddenly slid upwards a little bit since since making this video. I just wonder, is it really that far-fetched that maybe this person saw Ian Danskin's video, saw the massive increase in Patreons, saw the massive GoFundMe effort? Maybe I want a bit of that pie. I can't really get away with pretending I'm in massive debt because that's a terrible fucking idea. And I'd get found out. It's not like Ian Danskin isn't getting fucking roasted for the shit he's doing already. But, maybe if I just kind of complain about stuff a bit, maybe I'll get a bit of an increase. Maybe I'll be able to afford a few more Doctor Who box sets. Maybe I'll be able to afford a few more Doctor Who box sets and fucking toys for my shelf. You know what I mean? I think this is like manipulative, quite honestly. He wants a piece of that pie. At least card posting was fucking honest about it. At least card posting was like, well, if you're giving away money, I'll have some. I can respect that. He's being open and honest about it. I reckon construction 40 hours a week can bite me. Exactly. Why would you, someone who works in construction for 40 hours a week, want to watch YouTube videos where someone's bitching and crying that they're not making much money? Like,
I am no longer asking. Sign the up.
Fucking hell. It's so embarrassing.
Integrity costs you a lot. YouTubers have the ability to set manual mid-roll ads. This is something that I do to ensure that where an ad is placed doesn't badly interrupt the flow of the video, and also it's not overloaded with them. My main channel videos usually do 2 mid-roll ads, occasionally 3. Over in the break room of Geeks, where videos are shorter, I usually only have 1. But this is what mid-roll ad placement looks like when I leave it to YouTube's automated system.
Oh, so with virtue signaling, oh, by the way, I could be making much more money. I could be putting way more ads on my videos. Well then, why are you complaining about being poor? You're choosing to piss people off less with less adverts. So you're choosing to make a bit less money. That's fine. But don't virtue signal over it. If you're that bothered about the hit to your money, just put more ads on. I bet your fans wouldn't even care that much. Philosophy Tube literally yelled at people in the AHS video to subscribe to Patreon. Yeah.
This is how often they want
This person thinks their videos are flow to interrupt. Yeah, true.
ads to be played. And I don't let them do this, but it would mean more money for me if I did. The idea of interrupting every couple of minutes.
It's fine if you want to play that balancing act. But why go on about it? Why show this? Why peel back the curtain like this? You know what I mean? Is it greedy, therefore, for a content creator to just leave it up to YouTube to place ad wherever they want? No, they've got that option. They're making that balancing act. They're making that decision. You're unhappy with how much money you're making, put more fucking ads on there. It's so embarrassing.
Minutes for an ad potentially just makes me feel gross. And I can't even quantify for you what it costs me to not run more ads. But I look at what happened to Ian, and I don't mean this as a criticism directed to him, but I cannot help but think.
Oh, he's going to have to pussyfoot around even when he does actually criticize this utter moron.
How much less money would have had to have been raised if he had said earlier, I'm in a hole and it's getting deep.
Oh, we should have said earlier. Oh, fuck you, bro. Fuck off. Why should he be saying earlier that he's in a hole instead of doing anything whatsoever to try and get out of it? Which he was not doing so. I'm sorry. He had $2,000 minimum coming in a month before this whole debacle, and now it's shot up. How are you going to say this? Oh, we should have said something sooner. No, he should have fucking done something about it. He should have posted more often or done a few streams here and there. I bet his fans would have fucking been gagging for that shit. Or get a job. Do something on the side. It's not like he was posting that often, that he was really doing anything with most of his time. Apparently all he did was write the scripts and read it out, you know what I mean? Oh, Jesus Christ. No, he should have said something sooner. Fuck off, bro. All that says to me is that if you ever get in financial difficulties, instead of trying to work your way out, instead of selling all your shit, instead of posting more frequently or doing some live streams or something else, incentivizing more engagement, you just run straight to GoFundMe. That's what it's telling me about you. And it kind of comes across, because this is the criticism you're making, it comes across that that's what you'd do if you got in trouble. You just ask your audience to bail you out. Just start crying about it. Oh, I hate this. I find this person very, manipulative. They're not as overt as Ian Danskin is in the way that he went about it. But at the same time, they can't really pretend that they're in the same situation. They know that they get fucking clapped for that shit.
Deeper, instead of waiting until, oh, I can't get out of this hole and I need to stop. I think it's very clear from the response that happened to his GoFundMe that people would have stepped up. People did step up.
Yeah, isn't that gross? Isn't that disgusting that he has to rely on that? We've read some of the comments on the GoFundMe. I'm a student, so it can't be much. Stuff like that. Like, oh, Jesus Christ. This is what your criticism of him is. Oh, I might have to mildly criticize my friend. He should have said something. Oh, I hate this.
And I think the kind of YouTuber that he is, and that I am to a lesser degree, I don't mean that I think my output is less, it's just I'm not really trying to do what he's trying to do most of the time. But the thing about that type of YouTuber, video essayists, people who are putting a lot of effort, and people who are by and large
putting a lot of effort. Do we really need to do this again? Do we really need to do this again? Putting a lot of effort in, yeah? Putting a lot of effort in? Like, this is the kind of animation quality we're looking at, by the way. Literal, like, cutouts around the fucking characters. And he doesn't even do any of this. He doesn't do it himself. Effort? Yeah, Reel takes so much effort. He didn't even read the script on this one. I guess that's why it's longer. Like the gaps between uploads. How are you going to say this? It doesn't make any sense. Why are you playing cover for this utter retard who needed bailing out of 87k of debt whilst doing nothing? He was gifted this on a silver platter and he did nothing with it. You went viral with all this like alt-right playbook stuff. Got massive. He could have like built off of this and he didn't. In fact, he got lazier. This one is 41 minutes long. That might have taken some actual effort 5 years ago. Then what do we get? 2 years ago, 35? Hey, maybe a bit of effort. Doesn't seem like, I mean, 2 years ago, there's like literally 2 videos showing here. Then we get to like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 2 minutes. Like in the space of like a year. All of this like a year ago. What? An hour of content? That's not good enough. That isn't effort.
one-person operations. The vast majority of...
It's not a one-person operation. He pays other people as well. I'm sure he said that he like pays an animator. This is delusional. I appreciate you think you're a woman. You're already kind of fucking delusional as it is, but like, come on, bro.
Of YouTubers in this kind of space making this kind of content, it is a one-person operation.
This is all cope.
Write it themselves. They are the talent. They have to edit it. If there are any...
It doesn't even... This is like such cope. I think this person is like projecting that this might happen to them down the line and kind of seeding it. Oh, well, we need to be more open about when we need help instead of fucking trying to dig yourself out of this hole because you're privileged to even be in this position.
Bespoke, unique art assets, they either have to make it themselves or they got to commission somebody to do it. And anything that they don't do themselves, they are probably paying somebody to do. I pay my thumbnail guy, Joel.
I'm sorry. We've all seen bits of these videos. This isn't high effort.
Say for the sake of...
This isn't high effort. All he does is read the script. And bear in mind, these scripts, it's just like finding shitty argument styles and then making a thing out of them. You can go on Twitter, find a shitty argument style, write a 5-minute video, send it to your guy to do the animations. You can do that, put it out, spend 6 days sitting on your hands, and then on the 7th day, rinse and repeat that whole cycle. You're posting one of these a week. Would he be in this situation? Would his fans be having to bail him out? But he doesn't even try. This is utterly embarrassing. How are you going to cope for him this way? Who's asking you to?
He's amazing because I suck at thumbnails and he's great. But everything else, I do myself. I do my own editing. If I script in full, I have to write it myself. I can't afford to outsource that. And a lot of other people doing the same thing also can't afford to outsource it.
Oh, you're so hard done by. Can't spare however much to pay an editor per video when you get this much coming in. When half the shit's behind you probably wasn't even purchased by you because you have an Amazon wishlist.
And even those who do, some of them don't want to because editing is part of the excitement of the process for them.
You know what's even more hilarious now I think about it? Like how much he does a lot of content about Doctor Who. And like the Amazon wishlist, there's a whole bunch of like box sets and stuff. This is all stuff that he's already seen, that he probably already owns on a different format. So when he wants you to buy things for him, it's like complete flagrant shit. Like why even give that option? It's just gross.
But that results in a larger commitment of time. And I think a lot of us are really good at undervaluing our own time. And as a result, we don't really let you know how hard this is. One of the folks who I talked to last year was Scott Nicewander, who runs NerdSync, which is significantly more successful than my channel. But one of the things he noted is he's really only able to keep doing that because of the fact that his wife has a full-time job. And I am pretty upfront at this point about the fact that I'm only able to do this because I came into this situation with significantly less debt than his
this is just bizarre. I'm sorry, man. How much money you make? Like, where are you living? What are your expenses like? If you're going to talk like this, show your fucking expenses, yeah?
common for my age demographic. And if I'd had more, I don't know what kind of situation I'd be in. I don't know what kind of condition I'd be in. And I also understand like the reluctance to talk about this, the reluctance to even push the stuff that would help us. Like, yeah, sure, I plug my Patreon at the end of every video. How many people stick around to the very end of the video? I'll tell you, the percentage is...
Most of the Patreon money probably goes to sex toys for his OF and child support. Hey, maybe. Oh yeah, he has like a kid or kids or something. I'm guessing not still with the mother. Probably not living in the same place.
low. So by putting it at the end, out of fear of being obtrusive, of asking...
Fear of being obtruse? Like, come on, bro. Really? You're such a good person. Oh, well, I don't shill my Patreon till the end. I shill my shit periodically through my thing, because that's just what you do. You shill your shit. I have a Patreon. Hey, you can subscribe for a few fucking bucks a month. This is what you do. Like, Jesus Christ. The difference is you don't guilt trip people. You don't say, oh, times are tough right now. Listen, I really need you to consider giving me some Patreon money because I'm really struggling. You know what I mean? I might have to sell my Les Paul one day. Unless some of you give to me on Patreon. That's the kind of shit that is bad. Just saying, you have a Patreon, hey, I do this full time if you want to give me a bit of money towards helping me sustain it. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, do it at the start. If you're actually struggling, put a few more ads in. Put the Patreon thing in the start where people will see it. It can be a 5-second thing, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be obtrusive. If a shill or like an advert is not very long, people will sit through it. If you have a loyal fan base, which you seem to do, I'll give you that. I would verge on like saying it's a bit culty even.
Asking too much of my audience.
What am I listening? Why are YouTubers like this? Why are there so many YouTubers crying about how much money they make? You're living the dream, man. You're living the dream. Like, I can't imagine. I listen to a lot of musicians that are not very well known and probably have like jobs themselves and stuff. I wouldn't want to listen to a whole album of one of my favorite bands complaining that they don't have enough money to like purchase a third Funko Pop this fucking month. You know what I mean?
Of taking advantage of my viewers, I stick it at the back where almost nobody sees it. Hey,
this is virtue signaling. Would anyone give a shit if you did it? Would anyone give a shit if at the start of this video it said, hey, consider subscribing to my Patreon? No one would care. That's fine. You come across like you're needlessly handicapping yourself because you want people to think you're a good person. Would any of your audience care?
hey, let's do the plug now, Patreon. It is how I'm able to do this as my living. Not on its own, even that, while I have a pretty successful Patreon, especially for the size of a channel that I have, that wouldn't cover my bills alone either. I need this
What kind of bills are you running, dude? $2,288 a month. Where are you living? Like, what are you eating? What are you doing? Like, how many everything showers are you having every week? How much electricity is being used? For like lighting, for your toy cabinet? How many toys are being purchased every month? I'm sorry, if you're going to complain about your Patreon not covering your bills when you get over $2,000, you should be breaking down your expenses if you're going to talk like this. I'm sorry. You want people to feel sorry for you. And it's going to work. And presumably, I don't know, if I hit refresh. Wait, did it go down? Shit. Listen. Hey, I know. Maybe people are getting sick of this shit after all, I don't know. What shit, you're joining the fucking Innuendo Studios train? No thank you, unsubscribe. Based. Sounds like some bad financing. Should eBay off some of that time? Yeah, exactly. There is nothing worse than listening to someone complain about their finances. Like, A, when you can clearly see that they're raking in a huge amount on Patreon every month. And this is a huge amount. I don't fucking care. This is a huge amount. Plenty of people do not earn this a month and still have to make do. Doing back-breaking labor instead of making videos. Secondly, with all this shit everywhere. There's like rampant materialism. Like, do you need all this shit? What's it actually doing there? All it's doing is making me feel less sympathy for you because you've got so much shit. You kind of seem like you have a spending problem, if anything. No thank you. I will not be giving to your fucking Patreon.
And that, and the other stuff that I do as well. If I didn't have all of it, I'd be in trouble. And we're not upfront about that. And I think it's because people have a sense of shame.
Yes, because instinctively they know that people don't want to hear it. Because instinctively you know you're living the dream. Even if you're not as well off as some people with real jobs, you're still living the dream.
About financials, especially if they're struggling.
Who moves those hundreds of idiotic little dust-sucking fuckers every other week and clean? I don't know. Maybe he does have a maid. I don't know. Wouldn't surprise me. Like, I can't remember. Was this person, like, earning more at one point? It's a very long-running channel. I wonder what the big hitters were. I mean, oh, well, the biggest stuff is, like, recently. But like, didn't it used to be more profitable before the adpocalypse and stuff like that? I don't know. Some of these people, they get used to a lifestyle and then it falls apart. Do you have a sense of he does not have a sense of shame? No. There is no shame detected. Like the fact that they're even entertaining making this video, let alone going through with it, uploading it. This is shameless. It just happens that this isn't quite as egregious as fucking Ian Danskin. It's not quite as embarrassing, but that's a low fucking bar.
Our society, this capitalistic society where money equals success, money equals validation.
How are you going to complain about capitalistic society with this like rampant fucking consumerism going on all around you? Where it's at the point where you want other people to spend their money to buy you things. Give you their money when they do actual real shit. How are you going to say that? I think it looks to me like you love capitalism because capitalism is why you get all this like tat that people sell. Hey, you like Doctor Who? Buy this random fucking plastic figurine, you dumb fuck. And you're down with it. Oh my God, I have to buy the special edition figurine with the rainbow colors on it because I'm gay and that's my colors. Like, come on, bro. Why are you complaining about capitalism?
We feel like failures when we need financial help.
Show the sex toy reviews and thirst posting. That'll show everyone how much shame he has. Did I show the thirst posting before? I think I have. There was like some weird AGP shit. Oh, Jesus Christ. Do you dare me? Do you dare me to like scroll down? Oh, is it on his Ko-fi? Okay, I'll check that in a sec. Does anyone dare me to scroll down? You can see everything except like the nipples pretty much. There is nothing on underneath this. It just cuts down a little bit before where the dick is. Someone said Kofi. Let's try that. Yeah, clearly there's not much shame here. Otherwise, what the fuck is all of this? Mind bleach. Oh my god, you're right. Holy shit. You're right. This was where the fucking goods were. Isn't she lovely? Out on the town. Cute in my own merch. Oh, he does have merch. But it's like, it just says beautiful, valid, loved. Like the most basic bitch shit ever. Pulling it down over his dick, which is completely uncovered, I'm guessing. Crazy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, we were talking about shame, I think. Oh, we're a nun now. How nice. What was the Christmas one? I don't know if I'm going to see it. Listen, I'm sure I've shown some of this shit before, man. It's terrifying. Terrifying. Well, there you go. Like, hola. Oh, yeah. Love working the mic. Mate, RuPaul doesn't want you on Drag Race. I'm sorry about it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Not unless they really need someone to bump off at the very, very start of the show. It's not going to happen.
And that can make it money equals success. Money equals validation. We feel like failures when we need financial help.
Yeah, because you're living the dream. You probably do feel like you're taking the piss. You probably do feel like you're taking the piss a little bit when those people are working real jobs. Anyway, sorry, we're talking about shame.
And that can make it easier to get into bigger holes than are necessary. And like, I understand that fear. Like I said, it's not just a matter of the cliche of the YouTuber who opens all overly happy, plugs the Patreon immediately, and then pimps their merch, and then 10 minutes into the video stops and does an ad read for a mobile game. It's not just that. There are legitimate grifter tactics that work but make you feel gross. And that can include being upfront.
What about people buying your fucking tat for you?
Or exaggerating how much
confidence. True. Jesus Christ. I could never do any of that kind of stuff. And I would 100% say I have more the body for it than this person.
Help you need or the kind of financial hole you're in. I'd say my go-to example of that is Alex Jones, who for a long time wrote...
Oh, look, ideologically shitting on someone that happens to be in your mind a bad person.
The idea of he was going to go broke in a matter of months very successfully as a fundraising tactic. That was just always part of his pitch.
That's exactly the same shit that fucking Ian Danskin is doing.
We got to fund this operation. We got the very best nutraceuticals out there. I don't know if I can run this for another week or so. We want to run it through the end of the month.
It's kind of pathetic as well, but it's the same shit.
That's like 11 days.
If you don't help me, if you don't buy my marked up supplements and merch and all this other stuff that...
How is this different to what fucking Innuendo Studios is doing? Oh, you're not buying his fucking merch. Instead, you're paying for him to go on holiday or some shit. Paying for him to not learn from his mistakes. Because there's every chance that Innuendo Studios will be back in a year or so. Guys, I know what happened last time, yeah. I know what happened last time. But, kind of need your help again.
That if you were to get equivalents anywhere else would cost you significantly less. But if you don't buy it from me, I will go under. That was his whole thing.
That's literally what Ian Danskin was doing. I've got all this debt. Being a YouTuber bankrupt me. Not even pretending.
You, Mary.
You'll never catch Katie Montgomery magnet fishing. Oh, actually.
Thank you, not Raid Shadow Legends, for the $5. Thank you so much.
And it was a grift. He rode that to great success for a long time.
Well, it was probably kind of true, because didn't he get the shit suit out of him for the fucking Sandy Hook thing? Again, is it not kind of a similar situation? The difference is you at least get something from Alex Jones. That is true, actually. Yeah, you're actually buying a product. Instead of paying for him to sit on a beach for a couple of weeks getting drunk before presumably doing the whole thing all over again. Oh shit, crisis averted. There we go. Almost had to stand on my own 2 feet for a moment.
And we don't want to be that. But
But you are that. You're doing that kind of now. You're excusing someone else literally doing the same fucking thing.
has to be a middle ground. There has to be a space between says you're about to go under even when you're not, and then just pockets the money and never says you need help.
Never says you need help. Also never fucking tried. He didn't try. Sorry, bro. Does anyone else have a lot less respect for him now those images have been burned to our retinas? I never had any respect for this person. Not since the first time I watched them and realized that they are full of shit.
Until you are at the point where you have to actually stop doing the thing that people...
This is utterly retarded, man. You are coping big time. You're drawing a distinction between two people, more or less doing the same shit, got themselves into financial problems from their own actions, and now just want everyone to bail them out for them. What's actually the difference between these two people?
Never says you need help until you are at the point where you have to actually...
Like, this is retard loud. Did none of you? Like, I don't know. I get like confiding in other YouTubers. Oh, guys, like, how do you deal with it? Like, I'm really like struggling. And maybe someone tells you to post more content. He shouldn't have been doing that. I'm sorry. There shouldn't be a middle ground. This shouldn't exist. He should either get a part-time job, considering he has plenty of time to read one script every 3 months that takes 5 minutes to do and send it off to his editor. Or like, post more often, make more of these shitty videos. It's not like they're hard to make. I feel like I could make a alt-right playbook video very easily. You just go through someone's comment section till you find some dipshit saying some shit that you don't like. And then make it into a fucking video, 5 minutes. Make some little animations in Microsoft Paint. I think the first time I did it, maybe it'd take me like a day to fucking finish something. But then as I get it down, I think making one of these a week would be easy. Like no fucking problem. And still like stream and stuff like that. What was it I was watching? I can't remember who brought up that folding ideas guy as like a comparison. Like whatever you think about him, he makes like documentary level like videos. And he also streams. Like streaming is a great source of income. If you're famous, kind of like this guy is, people will throw money at you for nothing doing that. You could sit there talking about your favorite fucking video game or something. People will fucking love that shit. They will eat it up. You can't make that many videos though if you're lacking the spoons. Yeah, true. Yeah, true. He has a back problem and he has ADHD because no one else has ever had problems like that in their life and still had to power through it, you know. Definitely not. There are not disabled people up and down the country working jobs that probably aren't helping their health situation to make ends meet. And then this motherfucker is like crying to his audience. Oh, Vorsh did. Yeah, I saw, I think it was Chud watching Vorsh.
Actually stop doing the thing that people love. I would hope.
Stop doing the thing. Do more of it. I hate this person. You're coping so hard. You're playing defense for someone who didn't fucking try. Who got into a situation he did by not budgeting properly, by not paying his taxes. Whose fault is it if you don't pay your taxes? And you're excusing it. Oh, well, he should have asked for help. No, he should have fucking done something about his own problems. Apparently he lives in a super, like, expensive area. You're a YouTuber. You can make a YouTube video. You can make a ton of YouTube videos from a shed in rural fucking Australia. Oh, wait, someone does. That person is card posting. Shit. Oh my God. Fuck. I wonder if he pays fucking $3.5 grand a month. Rent. You know what I mean? Probably not. Because you just need an internet connection and some equipment. Wait, this isn't Vorsh. No. Vorsh is someone, he looks a lot like Vorsh. And I guess Ian Danskin looks a bit like Vorsh if he went bald.
Hope. It's a vain hope, but I would hope that maybe a conversation that can happen around Ian and leaping off from Ian. It doesn't really need to be about him. Again,
Nice armpit hair. Like, the conversation has to be, learn to fucking budget. Stop getting your fans to bail you out because of your own shitty decisions. I don't know. I can't help but think that this person is anticipating having a similar problem one day and just making sure he knows he can like count on his audience to bail him out if that's what happens. It's gross. I don't like it at all. I would like to place blame on classism, capitalism, and the patriarchy for the shame we feel on sharing our finances. Actually, fuck yourself, bro. You make YouTube videos. You live the dream. It's embarrassing.
Again, dude's got his own stuff to deal with. He's got a financial situation to fully sort. And as someone who, never to that dollar amount, but as someone who has been shocked at the support that I've gotten when I had a Kickstarter hit its goal within the first 24 hours.
What was the Kickstarter for? What was the Kickstarter for? I'm interested now. Dreams of Fire Kickstarter pitch.
Hey there. Say.
Wait, is this even the same? I guess it could be. A similar hair length, I guess. Writing a fantasy novel. What do you need a Kickstarter for to write a novel? What expenses? I don't get it, man. I mean, listen, if people are willing to pay for it, then fair enough. At least they're getting something for it. But like, I don't know, man. You're in an extremely, extremely privileged position. Where if you want something, you ask your fans and they snap to attention.
Do you like fantasy novels? The new worlds to discover, magic, interesting species, and all sorts of bizarre things going on. But
you're so lucky. The fact that you get to do this, you're so fucking immensely lucky. And that's great. But be grateful. Don't whine about your finances. Don't justify yourself saying, oh, well, I could be putting more ads in the videos. No one asked. No one asked you to fucking talk about that. No one asked you to show the fucking back end of your fucking YouTube. Like, no, man, I'm sorry.
And I cried live on a live stream because of it. Like,
yes, because you're a manipulator.
I understand how overwhelming that sense of support is. And I understand that you can feel...
He's cried a lot of times on his fucking videos.
...feel scummy when you think, am I taking advantage of it? Am I using my audience like a piggy bank?
Yes. And that's exactly what Innuendo Studios is doing. It's almost like he's like making every single criticism that you can make about Innuendo Studios, but making sure never to actually level it at him. It's almost like you know. It's almost like you know this whole thing is ridiculous.
Well, first of all, as long as you are upfront and honest and are not saying anything that is untrue about your financial situation, and as long as they understand...
Are we getting the manipulation yet? He wants more Patreons. He wants more people backing him. But he can't really pull an Ian Danskin because that's not his situation. I'm 99% sure that he wants a piece of this pie, and this is a way of doing it. Well, I'll just kind of subtly complain about this and suggest that we need to rinse our audiences more often if need be. Like, come on.
And what they are getting in exchange for the assistance, which is to continue to get what they've always gotten from you. As long as you're not overselling, as long as you're not lying about the situation, why you need it or how much.
Mate, Ian Danskin didn't even give his finances. Ian Danskin didn't even say, I didn't pay, well, he said didn't pay his taxes. But he still presented it in a way where it was like, YouTube bankrupted me. Being a YouTuber bankrupted me. He's still trying to bend the truth, even when he's having no choice. We didn't see his finances. You don't know. If you give money to that kind of person, you don't know what is going on. You don't know that he's going to like improve his like budgeting going forward. You know what I mean? Like, it's wild. If you're going to ask people for money for this kind of thing, I think you need to be upfront about your finances. I think you need to show your work. Like, people keep talking about getting fucking Ian Danskin on financial audit. I would love to see that happen.
Much. You're not taking advantage of them. They want to help.
That is not like a dichotomy. That is not two different things. The fact that they want to help arguably is what you're taking advantage of. Because if you have enough people that you know are willing to help, yeah, you can fucking rinse them for nothing. Use your status. Oh, it's great. So great.
As long as you're not overselling, as long as you're not lying about the situation, why you need it or how much, you're not taking advantage of them. They want to help.
That doesn't matter. Like, and are you really going to pretend that Ian Danskin couldn't have been doing more? It should be a thing you do when it's absolutely necessary. You know what I mean? And it just wasn't the case for Innuendo Studios. It wasn't necessary because he could have been doing things. Like, for one, he could have been paying his fucking taxes, you know? But he could have been doing so many things to, like, increase his fucking monetary income. It just sounded like he was dicking around the whole time. I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way. And, like, he got it funded. He won. I don't think history is going to look kindly on this. I wouldn't be surprised if he does get fucking run off YouTube as people start to realize how utterly obscene this whole fucking situation is.
But we have instilled so much in this country. Financial help is a mark of failure. It's a mark of weakness. To ask for it is pathetic. It's not.
It is when it's your own fault. How many fucking Ukrainian refugees, how many, like, Gazan orphans could you be helping with over 150 grand? Instead of giving fucking Innuendo Studios a second chance at life. Like, come on, bro. Come on.
We need help. All of us. At some point, we will need help. Probably financial. It's not a moral failing.
And get a fucking job.
To ask for help.
It is when you haven't tried anything to help yourself. That is literally a moral failing. The fact that he's literally saying it outright and people continue to... What's the psychology of donors? What's in it for them? Yeah. Well, people want to feel good. They want to feel like it helps someone, you know? And that's why they have to emotionally manipulate you. That Ian Danskin video is manipulative as fuck. And you know what he's doing because he has made a video. Like, it was on Chud Logic stream. He made a video, like, how to get your ass paid or something. Like, tips for, like, crowdfunding. About, like, emotionally twisting people. You know what I mean? Literally, that's what it's about. And it is a moral failing. It's not a moral failing if there's not really any other way out. But it should be a last resort. Just asking people for money, surely. Like, fuck me. I'm like blown away. I knew this person was like ridiculous, but like this is like actually making me feel sick. This is why you should donate money to Elon Musk, because he will need money someday.
But it's so important to project the idea that we know what we're doing. We're successful at this. Fake it till you make it. God.
It's not even about this. Any YouTuber with any sense of shame understands that they're living the dream. That they're taking money for like nothing. Because this shit is free. And if they stop doing it, people will just watch something else. Like, I don't... Jesus.
God damn it! And never stop, even as you're drowning. That's not good for us.
Even as you're drowning, meanwhile, you tied a fucking anchor around your own fucking ankle and threw it off the boat.
And it doesn't help our audience. Now, of course, you can overshare. You can, even if you're being completely honest and not exaggerating anything, you could start to make, even just your social media presence too much about, this stuff. And yeah, you could start putting off your audience. I'm not saying that's not a risk. But to my fellow YouTubers, you have an audience that loves what you do and would be sad if it went away. Or at least if you've made this your full-time job, you should have that. And if you do, they are willing to help. And it is possible to allow them and to ask for that help without flat out taking advantage of them. It is a power you need to be careful not to abuse, but it's not a failing to ask for help. And I really, really hope.
Yeah, so any asking for help. So if Elon Musk asks for donations for whatever the fuck he wants donations for, there's not a moral failing. It's not a moral failing if someone that could be doing more is just asking other people to dig into their pockets. I fucking disagree. I'm sorry. I hard disagree with that one.
That there could be a shift in the mentality. I guess we'll start with me. I did say at the front, I'm fine. And I am. I'm not in jeopardy. But I am ultimately living off the self-employment equivalent of paycheck to paycheck.
Paycheck to paycheck. He's living off the self-employment equivalent of paycheck to paycheck. with a $2,287 Patreon. Don't know how many members he gets on YouTube. Don't know how often he gets paid on PayPal or Ko-fi. How often people buy him shit on Amazon. Paycheck to paycheck. Where the fuck are you living, man? Where are you living? I'm like, I don't know how I'd find that kind of... It's not like I want to fucking dox people, so I probably shouldn't try, but like... Paycheck to paycheck? You don't get to say that, man. When you're making videos for a living, watching Doctor Who and sharing your thoughts about it. Something that many, many people would dream of doing. And you're getting over $2,000 on Patreon alone. This is like grotesque. Living paycheck to paycheck with this army of fucking toys behind you. New acceptable growth, begging people for money. Yeah, e-begging. Disgusting. Nasty. 17.1k followers. I don't know if this person makes any money from TikTok. I know that TikTok does have, like, monetization. I don't know how it works. What is this?
Oh no! I dropped my cat ears. I hope nobody claps my fucking cheeks when I go to pick it up. That would be awful. Oh no! I dropped...
What is this? I don't know why that hit me so hard. Oh my god. Oh my, no more TikTok. No more no, let's just finish the fucking... Oh my god.
I get paid by YouTube monthly, and I get paid by Patreon monthly. Now that gets supplemented with much smaller weekly infusions from my OnlyFans and a few other sites like that. But
OnlyFans as well. How many like streams of income? Paycheck to paycheck. We were talking about feeling shame. We were talking about feeling shame earlier. I'm like blown away. This took a turn, man.
By YouTube monthly, and I get paid by Patreon monthly. Now that gets supplemented with much smaller weekly infusions from my OnlyFans.
Much smaller, yeah, much smaller than over $2,000. Yeah, well done. Of course he's got OnlyFans. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he have OnlyFans? Why wouldn't this person? Why wouldn't they have OnlyFans? People be jerking it to anything these days. Yeah.
But I don't really have much ability to build up a savings. I'm okay.
Are you fucking for... No, before you say that, before you start saying things like, I can't really build up much savings, bearing in mind how much money you get fucking given, handed over by people that probably earn far less than you do and still have to make ends meet, still have to pay their bills. Before you say anything like that, let's see your expenses. Let's see why it is that you need so much money just to subsist. I'm sorry, bro.
I even managed to get one of my credit cards paid off earlier this year. The one with the...
And you're using credit... Ah, fuck me. breadtube is just fucked. Listen, there is only one thing you can do. Unsubscribe from these fucking people. Fucking cancel your Patreon subscription immediately. These people are taking the piss, okay? They are taking the piss. I actually cannot believe what it is that I am hearing. I'm shook. I just can't believe these people are so entitled. I cannot believe this. I can't believe what I'm hearing. Like, this Ian Danskin guy, he's like lit a fuse. And now we're seeing who the fucking real people are. And who the fucking piss takers are.
The lowest debt on it, but still, it's my intention to keep it that way.
Paid off a credit card. Well done, bro. Well done.
But the reality is, if I have a...
What did the money go on exactly? What were you spending your fucking credit card money on? Was there any of this shit? Did you need to buy Mr. Potato Head wearing a turban or whatever the fuck this is? Did you need to buy a Star Wars character with a non-binary thing hoodie and a lava lamp? Is that what you buy? Are you sure it's not that video that got you shook? I'm just... This is even worse in a way. than Ian Danskin. This is even worse in a way. At least Ian Danskin found the shittiest looking room in his fucking luxury apartment or wherever the fuck he lives in.
A medical event, if my car breaks down or if something happens with my kid, like that
Sort your fucking budget out then, bro.
credit card's going to get maxed out again immediately. And I won't be able to pay it down again for years.
Won't be able to pay it down again for years. You need to show your expenses before you start talking about this, man. Get this fucking loser on fucking Caleb Hammer. Never mind. Never mind. Ian Danskin. Where's this guy's fucking financial audit? Come on. You're gonna talk like this. You should be showing your expenses. Quite frankly. You're happy to show the back end of your YouTube. Oh, look at this. I could be putting more adverts on my videos and I'm not. Well, bearing in mind how gullible your fucking audience probably is, they probably wouldn't mind. They'd probably be fine with you doing that. Yes, kids. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Don't even go there, man. It's like, ugh, nasty.
I love
The reality
you,
is
Mary.
that I am
Mary going in always deserves a donation.
Oh, thank you so much, Asami. Thank you for the $1. When your dad is an OnlyFans, like, fuck me, yeah. I listen. No judgment. If you want to get your willy out on OnlyFans and make a few dollars, then more power to you. Well done. Well done. I don't need to know about it. I'm glad you're telling me about it here, but... ugh.
fine so long as nothing goes wrong. And
This is so manipulative. This is so disgusting. He is 100% like anticipating being in the same position. He'll show you his knob but not his bank statement. Yeah, true. Show you how little ads he's posting just to make a point about how virtuous he is and how much he is happy to handicap himself. For you, the viewer, like, no, I'm sorry. This is bullshit. If you're going to show that, you should be able to show your financials. You should be able to show what it is you're spending money on.
that's not real.
Oh, no, he's not technically begging for money. He's saying, oh, well, I'm living paycheck to paycheck, so one day I might be in that situation. So he's like anticipating having to beg for money and making sure that it's fine if he does so. This is basically to his audience. Well, you know, if I'm in that situation, you've got my back, right? You've got my back, right? Yeah? There's a non-zero chance someone has actually come to this guy, and this is something as a society, we as a society need to reflect on and ponder the meaning of. Solari coded. Yeah. He's been whining. He was like, what was it Solari was saying? That it's like financial abuse if you unsubscribe him his Patreon. I don't know. Fries, bag, go, you know what I mean?
Really stability. I don't have to worry where my next meal is coming from, but I do have to hope nothing goes wrong.
And that laugh. You fucking know, okay? You know exactly what you're fucking doing, okay? I hear that laugh. I know what that fucking means. I know exactly what that fucking means. I'm so irritated by this. Oh my God.
Or where my next meal is coming from, but I do have to hope nothing goes wrong.
You're all hearing what I'm hearing, right? Fuck me. I know I don't have to worry about where my next meal's coming from, but I hope nothing goes wrong. It's raking in this much for posting a couple of videos a week. Wow, bro.
And
do your own thumbnails. How about that? Are your thumbnails even that good? My thumbnails suck. I know that for sure. I do them myself, because why the fuck would I pay someone for that shit? Why'd I pay someone for anything? Was this hard to make? How much did this cost? Ian Danskin, the thing saying they're not okay. I could have made this. This one took a bit more work, probably. I don't know, bro. He's not trying anymore. Your thumbnail guy wasn't trying on that one. Fucking hell. I'm like actually so angry. I'm so angry.
I say that from I know full well, much more privileged and stable position than a lot of YouTubers I know, including ones...
Mate, the fact that you are a YouTuber and making anywhere near what people doing normal jobs do is fucking privilege. Me sitting here and doing this, I'm privileged in my own fucking right, quite frankly. I have certain, favorable circumstances that other people don't have. I'm like so angry.
Significantly larger than me. Doing this job is wonderful and fulfilling, especially if you can approach it in a way that doesn't make it feel like you had to sell out your morals and your principles. And if you can find a way to take
The worst thing is this person is 100% moral, principle, sellout. Like, I've watched enough of his like trans content. I know for a fact. You have very much sold out. I'm sorry, man.
things that you love to talk about and make a living off that, this is a dream job. But it's also almost impossible to make a living doing. And a lot of
What do I even need to say? Make a living doing. How many people here make a living that's substantially less than $2,287 a month? How often? Oh yeah, that I did want to watch that video. I might at some point. Like, I'm trying not to rag on the same person too often, but that video is like calling out to me. That would like piss me off immensely. And I don't know. It's very fitting that someone like this is like virtue signaling about dead naming people you don't like, misgendering people you don't like. It's because you don't remotely pass as a woman. I mean, would you need to wear this pin badge saying she, they if you passed? I don't think you would, bro. Like, oh man, nasty.
people that you probably think are
Like, usually these people, I think what usually is the big thing, usually these people live in like cities that are expensive. They don't have to do that, by the way. They don't work somewhere where they need to be in a certain place every single day, because that place can be anywhere because you're a YouTuber. Usually a lot of the time they're spending astronomical amounts of money on rent, which is unnecessary. Oh, let's just finish the fucking video. Just finish the fucking
are doing well aren't. At best, they're probably okay, but that's about it. Or they might be in trouble. And afraid to say it. I'm not.
Yeah, afraid because he's taking the piss, bro.
Thankfully. But I also had the experience earlier this month where, long story made short, my Patreon payment got held up. I've been paid on the same day of the month for the years that I have been on Patreon. And it was delayed because apparently, like, one of my supporters had some suspicious financial activity on their account. And so in the process of checking out that person's transactions, they were holding up the payouts for the various creators on there.
Then get some savings together, bro. Get some savings together. That isn't your audience's fault. That isn't anyone's problem. You're choosing to do this. And you make a lot of money off of it. How have you not got savings when you make this much? What the fuck expenses have you got?
That this person supported. So it's all been sorted. But the thing is, because I've always been paid on the same day of the month all the time, I have a bunch of stuff set to auto pay a few business days after. Because
I can't believe he is telling people this. I can't believe that he's actually doing this. I'm Jesus Christ. And the sad part is, these retards are like that impressionable that they'll listen. How many of these people in this comment section earn anywhere close to what this guy does, and yet still have to make ends meet anyway? It's unbelievable. None of these people are good with money. That's what the problem is. Me personally, I wouldn't want to embolden someone like this. Well, if I give you money, you'll just piss it up the wall on a fucking credit card buying shit. Or on a massive fucking amount of rent that you don't even need to be paying. Like, there's no earthly reason you need to live in the most expensive part of the most expensive city or whatever the fuck it is you're doing. My 1 year anniversary, it might have already been the anniversary of my first stream, to be honest. I wasn't saving the early ones, and it took several before I found a segment worth posting, because to begin with it was pretty shit, to be honest. And I'm still like learning. I'm still developing, you know what I mean?
I have ADHD, and if I can safely have stuff happen,
Guys, they've always got ADHD. All of them have got ADHD. Who's fucking, like, who needs to know this? You have ADHD, who cares? I have ADHD, that's why I piss my money up the wall.
Automatically, that's good for me. Because I have ADHD, and if I can safely have stuff happen automatically, that's good for me. But by the time I realized this was genuinely delayed, it wasn't going to arrive in time, those transactions were already started. Like, they hadn't been taken from my account yet, but they were too far along for me to cancel and stop them and or delay them.
Why are we telling people? I'm sorry, I just can't, I can't stop. Who wants to hear any of this coming from someone with this much money coming from Patreon alone? This is just one source of income. Who wants to hear this from this person? How is he not understanding this? This is shameless.
And I put word out here on the channel that I literally just needed a couple $100 to be sure that I wasn't overdrawn. That was all that, because like once the amount got released from Patreon, it was going to be fine. But
he's in his 40s, by the way.
But I was about to get overdrawn. And I put that up. I took a shower.
How often does he get DoorDash? Hey, how much money are you spending on DoorDash every week? I'd love to know that. He's trying to deflect the blame of his bad financial choice and someone paying his Patreon. Yeah, I'm like, this is disgusting. If you're earning as much as you are with the incomings, if there's a problem, it'll be in your budget somewhere. Actually fucking look at your money. Actually look at your ingoings and outgoings.
I got out of the shower and had raised 150% of what I needed. And
and you took extra as well. Took extra on top. I didn't need the extra money, but I took it anyway. Of course you fucking took it anyway. And you're fine with Ian Danskin doing the same thing. But it wasn't even 150% for him. It was like 190% or something. And a much bigger amount.
I did the same thing Ian did. I got rid of the request. I took it down. Because...
yeah, what a hero. I know, right? You guys are just you're just so virtuous, you know? No one can hold a candle. This guy waits until it's 150% and then stops it. And he doesn't put as many ads as he could on his video. So he can then show you to make you feel sorry for him. Oh, but don't ask about his finances. You ain't getting to see that. Why the fuck are you living paycheck to paycheck? You haven't explained that.
I don't want to feel like I'm taking advantage, but I was in a situation where, was I in desperate dire? Struggle? No, but I was about to be overdrawn on my account, which is a spiral that gets real bad real fast. And you guys saved me. I asked for help and you were there.
This is what I mean. This is what I mean. You guys are there. I don't need money right now. But let's say in the future, something goes wrong. I have a medical expense or something. You guys will be there for me, right? You'll be there for me. You'll be there to bail me out, right? You'll be there for me.
And I think a lot of YouTubers are going to find that if they could get more comfortable being honest about when something has gone sideways, I think they will find that their audience...
so that if you need to do it, you'll be able to, and you won't feel as ashamed because you've already had this talk. Yeah, I understand quite well. I understand perfectly what's going on here.
Audiences want to help. Not all of them. And some people will probably throw accusations of, you know, taking advantage of your audience or whatever. But like, honestly, if you are making videos in this...
taking advantage, pulling the wool over people's eyes, fucking manipulating the fuck out of people. There's quite a few, to be honest. Playing cover for another irresponsible fuck that did nothing to get himself out of the situation. And then begged his fan base. Didn't even fucking try. Didn't try posting more often. Didn't try streaming. Didn't try, I don't know, merch drop. Who wants to wear a t-shirt with one of the Innuendo Studios guys on there? I bet some people, probably. It should be fucking easy to make money if you have, like, not even this much, but like, let's say Innuendo Studios, over 500k subscribers. It should be fucking easy as piss to make money with that much of a subscriber base. Even if only like a quarter of them actually watch your shit anymore. Even a 10th. Easy shit.
Accusations of, you know, taking advantage of your audience or whatever. But like, honestly, if you are making videos in this kind of space, you should be used to having a bunch of really BS accusations being thrown at you. And that's something we all need to get better at ignoring.
Yeah, listen, my accusations aren't BS though. They're true. Every one of them. You're a manipulator. You're priming your audience so that when you need it, they will come. But no effort on your part. on your part. So you can keep living your lifestyle. So you don't have to hawk any of your fucking shitty fucking toys all behind you. This is rank. This is disgusting. Must be nice to have an automatic bailout, literally for free money. Yeah, I know what you mean, because I've always had that as well. But it was called savings. It was called, well, if something happens, I've got some savings, and I'll just use them. That's what I did. But hey, listen, I worked an office job and earned about $1,500 a month, maybe a bit more. Doesn't even fucking touch the sides of what this person is earning total. Yet people still manage. Everyone else manages. It's just these leftoid YouTubers. They all are uniquely in a position where they always need money or something, and where they are getting thousands a month, and somehow that's not covering their expenses. Well, something is going wrong there then. You're either bad with money, or you are living in an area that is too expensive for you, or living a lifestyle that is too expensive for you, buying too much shit. I don't know, bro. You either increase the amount of money, which you know you can do because you could put more fucking ads on your videos. I doubt any of your audience would give a shit. Put the Patreon thing at the start instead of the end. Again, pretty sure your audience wouldn't give a shit. But no. Instead, you're not willing to do those things, but instead you're willing to prime your audience to help you out if you need it, which is far worse. That comes across to me. Let's say, I mean, I've got premium, it doesn't matter to me. But let's say he did put the Patreon thing at the very start. Let's say he did that. Do you think that's going to bother me as much as listening to him prime his audience to come help him when he needs it and to play cover for Ian Danskin? I think that putting the Patreon thing at the start wouldn't bother me at all, actually. I wouldn't look at that and see that as you selling out. Like, let's say you took a fucking Raid Shadow Legends thing, and out of this almost 30-minute video, a minute of it was taken up by you hawking some shitty game. I wouldn't personally give a shit, nor would your fans. But instead of doing any of those things, you go for the far worse option of justifying using your audience as a piggy bank in your own words. That's what you're priming them to do. Jesus fucking Christ. And unfortunately, these people are stupid, so they will do it.
Anyways, your audience loves you and wants to help. But if you don't tell them you need it, then they can't. So my hope through a video like this, which I have no idea how many people this will reach, but I hope that you understand better the precarious situation that your favorite YouTubers are probably in.
Oh, I do. I just think it's your fault.
And I hope that other YouTubers in this space...
And that's the thing. Understand the precarious situation. Actually, no, I don't. You know why? Because you won't show your you won't show your expenses. You won't show your actual situation. I actually have no idea. For all I know, you're like raking it in. For all I know, you've got like 200 grand in savings. And this is all a massive ruse. I don't know, because I don't see any of your expenses. But if you showed them, then what would happen is people would say, well, it kind of looks like your lifestyle's a problem here. If you cut this and cut that, it might help. But you don't want to do any of that. You don't want to make changes to your lifestyle. You don't want to stop buying shit. So I'll just prime my audience to fucking help me out when I need it. So I can live in an expensive part of town in whatever fucking blue state that I have to live in, otherwise I'll definitely get killed. Yeah, sure, bro.
Can start to work on breaking down that stigma, that guilt, and that shame.
Breaking down so that when he needs to do it, he can do it free of the hit to his conscience. Because there is no conscience anyway. I'm like blown away. How do people fall for this? How do people fucking fall for this?
That comes from asking for help. It's okay. You might just be surprised at what happens when you're willing to say, I need help. Thank you very much for listening. Whatever thoughts you might have on any of this, drop something down in the comments and let's talk about it. I already did the Patreon plug, so we can skip that. But what I really want you to remember, YouTuber or viewer, you are beautiful, you are valid, and you are loved. You are the council, and I am just running the meetings. And until next time, this council is adjourned.
Mate, your council needs a new accountant.